July 11, 2026. Highgrove House. King Charles hosted Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet for the first time in 4 years. Buckingham Palace issued an official statement. 4 specific words in that statement matter more than anything else published this week. Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet. The palace used those titles, officially confirmed in writing. Now, here's what a friend of Prince William, someone close enough to brief the Daily Beast on his private plans, said about those exact same titles. I imagine William will simply issue new letters patent to formally remove the entire family's right to use HRH when he becomes king. The entire family, that includes the children. The Andrew stripping took 4 days. That's the mechanism, that's the timeline, that's the document. The palace confirmed Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet's titles on July 11th. A William insider confirmed the plan to remove those titles via the same instrument that stripped Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's titles in October 2025. 4 days to confirm them. 4 days to remove them. By minute 18, you'll understand exactly why those 4 words in the palace statement are the most fragile thing published about this family this week, and why the commercial operation built around the Sussex brand is sitting on a title structure that a William insider has already privately described as earmarked for removal. So why does a title question matter in July 2026 specifically? Because 3 things happened this week simultaneously, and nobody has put them in the same sentence. First, the Highgrove meeting. July 11th, the palace confirms Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. 8 words. No photograph. William absent. Second, the costs hearing. July 29th, 13 days away. Harry's individual financial liability on a £50 million case is to be legally determined. Third, Tom Bower's Revenge, published March 26, 2026. The same book that documented the £3 million annual Sussex financial need and income drying up across every commercial front, and which also contains this sentence. William would undoubtedly rail against her disloyalty. He might even strip Archie and Lilibet of their titles. Same book, same chapter, income drying up, children's titles at risk. Those aren't separate stories. That's one documented financial and constitutional picture arriving at the same moment. A title is collateral. A title is a brand asset. Strip the title, and you strip the asset. Now apply that to the children. Give me a prediction. This time in 2027, where will Harry and Meghan be? Stripped of their titles? Revelation 1. The 4 words the palace confirmed. Let's read the July 11th statement precisely. Buckingham Palace, official, July 11th, 2026. Their Majesties this afternoon hosted the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Archie, and Princess Lilibet at Highgrove House. Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet. Full royal titles, officially confirmed. Here's what makes those 4 words significant beyond the obvious. Those titles didn't always exist. When Archie was born in May 2019, he wasn't a prince. When Lilibet was born in June 2021, she wasn't a princess. Both children were great-grandchildren of Queen Elizabeth, outside the 1917 letters patent qualifying category. That changed on September 8, 2022. The Queen died. Charles became king. Archie and Lilibet became grandchildren of the sovereign, moving inside the qualifying category. Prince and princess, automatically. Harry's legal team worked to reflect the new titles in the children's passports. It took 6 months. There was resistance. A Guardian source said Charles himself was behind the delay. Eventually, it was confirmed. Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet of Sussex. The palace used those titles on July 11, 2026. And a friend of the man who will one day control those titles has already told the Daily Beast what happens next. The titles arrived automatically when Charles became king. They may not survive automatically when William does. Revelation 2, what a William insider already confirmed king. Here's the quote. A friend of Prince William, close enough to brief the Daily Beast on his private plans. I imagine William will simply issue new letters patent to formally remove the entire family's right to use HRH when he becomes king. Entire family, not just Harry, not just Meghan, entire family. That language specifically encompasses Archie and Lilibet. I know what you're thinking. One unnamed source may be wrong. But here's what makes this different. 3 independent sources reached the same conclusion from completely different networks over 6 months. all pointing to the same target. Tom Bower, Revenge, March 26, 2026. Sourced from serving and former senior aides to both the King and the Prince of Wales. He might even strip Archie and Lilibet of their titles. Emily Andrews, Royal Editor, Woman and Home, April 2026. To me, it's obvious that King William will at the very least strip Archie and Lilibet of their Prince and Princess titles. A friend of William's, Daily Beast, new letters patent, entire family's HRH removed. 3 sources, 3 credibility categories, a 6-month window, the same conclusion. Not denied, not challenged, not corrected, not sued. Every outlet has asked whether William would remove the titles. Nobody has asked how fast, because that answer is already documented. Revelation 3, 4 days, already proven October 30th, 2025, Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor. The King issued a royal warrant and letters patent removing Andrew's HRH and Prince styling. October 30th to November 5th, 4 days. Norman Baker, former government minister, on the record, it would basically be the equivalent of an executive order in the U.S. Richard Fitzwilliams, royal expert, Fox News Digital, June 2025. It would be simple for the HRH to be removed by the sovereign. Simple, executive order equivalent, 4 days. Now apply that to Archie and Lilibet's HRH and Prince-Princess styling. William becomes king, issues letters patent, 4 days, done. Here's the detail that makes this more legally precise than most coverage. The 1917 letters patent grants Prince and Princess to the children of the sons of any such sovereign. Under Charles, Harry is a son of the sovereign. His children qualify automatically. Under William, Harry is the brother of the sovereign, not the son. The sons of the sovereign become William's own sons. Whether Archie and Lilibet would still automatically qualify under a William reign is a legally unsettled question. Never tested, no precedent. A legal analysis published after Charles's accession stated it directly. Legally, it actually makes more sense that Charles would need to affirmatively confer the status if he wants to raise these grandchildren to HRH. There is no precedent to guide this, because the scenario has never happened before. Under William's reign, the titles may not even be automatic. They may require William to actively confirm them. His insider told the Daily Beast, he won't confirm them. He'll remove them, in 4 days. Revelation 4, the door that closes before their adult sub. A source told The Guardian why Harry's legal team spent 6 months fighting for the children's passport titles, to leave the door open for Archie and Lilibet if they ever wish to make a royal return when they grow up. Archie is 7, Lilibet is 5. The decision about whether they want a relationship with the institution, whether they want to serve as working royals as adults, is a decision they cannot meaningfully make yet. If William removes their titles from day 1 of his reign, that decision is made for them before Archie is old enough to vote, before Lilibet starts secondary school. Check the public record on the children. They haven't given interviews, haven't published anything, haven't spoken to Oprah. Their parents made choices. The children haven't made any choices yet. The palace statement on July 11th used their titles, Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet, at a meeting where Charles personally hosted them for the first time in 4 years. The same Charles who reportedly delayed their passport titles for 6 months personally met them at Highgrove. William, the man who will decide their titles when he's king, was at Polo, 40 minutes away. The door Harry's legal team spent 6 months forcing open. The man who will close it wasn't in the building. Revelation 5. 5 titles, 1 operation, all at risk revels. Let's count the title-based commercial assets. The Sussex operation currently holds Harry's HRH styling, Meghan's HRH styling, Harry's Dukedom of Sussex, Prince Archie's title, Princess Lilibet's title. 5 title-based assets. All 5 documented as targets by named sources. All 5 potentially removable under William, 4 of them removable within 4 days by letters patent. A Radar Online source, November 2025. Titles still matter enormously. So much of Meghan and Harry's influence in the media, in business, in their charity work, comes from being the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Without that, the dynamic shifts completely. That source was talking about Harry and Meghan's titles specifically. Now add the children's. Meghan's lifestyle brand markets itself on the Sussex royal identity. Every product, every partnership, every brand deal carries the implicit weight of that identity. The children's 2 additional titles are part of that weight. Bauer's book confirms the financial picture. A £3 million annual need, income drying up across Netflix and Spotify, Netflix equity gone since March 6, 2026. The July 29th costs hearing, 13 days away, will determine Harry's individual financial liability, minimum exposure £22.6 million, an insurance gap, 5 title-based commercial assets, a £3 million annual need, Netflix equity gone, the costs hearing arriving July 29th, and a William insider has already confirmed the plan. New letters patent, entire family, day 1 of his reign. The palace confirmed the children's titles 4 days ago. The mechanism takes 4 days. There are growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post has reported that people in the UK are saying enough is enough. Timeline of collateral damage. May 6, 2019, Archie born. Not a prince, outside the 1917 letters patent qualifying category. June 4, 2021, Lilibet born. Not a princess, same reason. March 7, 2021, Meghan tells Oprah, titles are not something we were worried about. September 8, 2022, Queen Elizabeth dies. Charles becomes king. Archie and Lilibet automatically become prince and princess as grandchildren of the sovereign. Inside the qualifying category. 2022 to 2023, Harry's legal team spends 6 months fighting to reflect the children's titles on their passports. A Guardian source says Charles was behind the delay. March 26, 2026, Revenge is published. He might even strip Archie and Lilibet of their titles. March 6, 2026, Netflix exits its equity partnership. April 2026, Emily Andrews, Woman and Home. To me, it's obvious that King William will at the very least strip Archie and Lilibet of their prince and princess titles. July 7, 2026. Ruling. All 97 allegations dismissed. £50 million in costs at stake. Harry calls it a whitewash. July 11, 2026. Highgrove. The palace confirms Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. No photograph. William absent. July 29-30, 2026. Costs hearing. A £22.6 million insurance gap to be determined. The day Charles dies, William becomes king. Letters patent. 4 days. One commentator's view. I think the king and the monarchy have been hugely damaged by this case, and by Harry's conduct. I think the judge gave him a sharp rebuke, followed by the king delivering another by not hosting him at Buckingham Palace. Because throughout the last 5 years, whether it's his accusations or everything in his autobiography about the royal family, Kate and Camilla, it's been hugely damaging, and the popularity of the royal family has fallen because of it. I think the king's best move right now would be to distance himself completely and make it clear to Harry that the Sussexes are not welcome for a very long time. 3 categories. In plain language, Category 1. The mechanism is proven. Letters patent removing HRH. 4 days. The Andrew precedent, October 30th, November 5th, 2025. Norman Baker. The equivalent of an executive order in the U.S. Richard Fitzwilliams. Simple for the HRH to be removed by the sovereign. A William insider. New letters patent to formally remove the entire family's right to use HRH. 3 named, credible sources. Same mechanism. Same target, unchallenged. Category 2. The legal ambiguity. Under Charles, Archie, and Lilibet's titles are automatic. Under William, it's legally unsettled. Whether they still qualify as children of the sons of any such sovereign, when Harry is the king's brother rather than his son, has no precedent and no settled answer. William may not need to actively remove the titles. He may simply decline to confirm them. His insider says he'll go further. New letters patent, active removal, entire family. Category 3. The generational consequence. Commercially, 5 title-based assets, a £3 million annual need, Netflix equity gone, a costs hearing 13 days away. Personally, Archie is 7, Lilibet is 5. If William removes their titles before they're adults, it closes a door their parents spent 6 months legally forcing open. The palace confirmed those titles on July 11th. The man who will decide their future wasn't there. The calculation ensure. On July 11th, 2026, Buckingham Palace confirmed Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet in an official statement about the first family meeting in 4 years. Tom Bower's sourcing, senior aides to both the King and the Prince of Wales, documented that William might strip Archie and Lilibet of their titles. Royal editor Emily Andrews said in April 2026 that it was obvious William would do exactly that, at the very least. A friend of William's told the Daily Beast his plan: new letters patent, the entire family's HRH removed, from day one of his reign. The Andrew precedent proved the mechanism takes 4 days. The children's titles were confirmed by the palace on July 11th. The man who will control those titles was 40 minutes away, at Polo, when Charles met them at Highgrove. Archie is 7, Lilibet is 5. Every decision about their future with the institution will be made before they're old enough to make their own choice. So here's the question. The Sussex legal team spent 6 months fighting to get Archie and Lilibet's titles on their passports, specifically to leave the door open if they ever wish to make a royal return when they grow up. If William issues letters patent removing those titles on day one of his reign, before Archie and Lilibet are adults, who made the decision about their futures? And did Charles know that was the plan when he hosted them at Highgrove on July 11th? Tell me what you found, not what you assume.